RS3 is better for those who don't have much time. So, okay, I disagree with that statement. So one argument that people have made in favor of RS3 is they say that, oh, okay, the progression's faster and stuff like that. So if you want to get to the late game on like a normal account or like with the normal amount of playtime, then RS3 is better. But the thing is that I think that the good content in RS3 is much later on, where the good content in old school isn't that much later on. Like, I think that some of the things that you can appreciate from old school and some of the good content, whether it be mini games or like say Barbarian Assault, like, okay, Barbarian Assault's kind of a controversial one. Not everybody likes it, but I do, right? Or a lot of things like that. Like, old school has a lot of good mid-game to early game content where RS3 doesn't, right? Like most of the, like there is, it doesn't feel like there's any good content in the early to mid game in RS3, and it feels like you're just rushing towards the end game, where a lot of people in old school, the progress is slower, but I don't know a lot of people in old school who really play efficiently and rush towards the end game. There's a lot of people who just play very casually, just chill and train their skills, just chill and just do a little bit of Slayer or whatever, and people enjoy the game that way. Where I feel like in RS3, it's a lot harder to enjoy the early and mid game as much because it's different, and it feels sometimes like Jagex kind of neglects the early game in RS3, right? So because of that, I don't think I really agree with the statement that RS3 is better if you have less time. Like, sure, you'll make more progress if you're counting XP, but it's like you still have to grind a lot to get there. Where in old school, I think a lot of times you can just hop on and just kind of doing whatever you want. But imagine mining without a time. Okay, but again, that depends on your goals, right? Like, if your goal is 90, like I don't even have 99 mining on my old school account, right? Like, but in RS3 you have a lot of things to do and it's AFK. Yeah, but again, we talked about this earlier, right? Like, just because it's AFK, like people in RS like AFK because the grind sucks, right? And AFK makes the grind easier. But I think a lot of times people say that old school RuneScape is more grindy, but it's only as grindy as you let it be, right? Like if your goal is to max and you're rushing towards maxing, then yeah, it's going to be grindy. But if you're just kind of enjoying the gameplay and just playing as you go along, then it's not going to feel grindy. You know what I mean? Like, no matter what you're doing. Also, I haven't been praying this whole time like an idiot. But, so with that, like I don't think AFK is good. AFK is kind of a lazy way of saying, like, okay, you don't enjoy this content, so here, we're going to make it so that you don't have to interact with it very much, right? You can just get it out of the way easily. Is someone turning this into a Twitch click from YouTube?